Thanks for joining us today for a PD in your PJs session. Glad that you could join us. Before we get started, there's a couple things that you should know. First of all, you will hear us talking now, and you can type questions into the question box. We will take questions at the end of this presentation. Also, we will email you the recording and the slides after the webinar is complete if you did register for this webinar. So today I'm really excited because we have two amazing music educators with us here today. The first is Megan Endicott, and Megan is an elementary music teacher from Georgia. And Megan is also a member of the Fulton County Fine Arts Teacher Support Team, where she travels and coaches teachers as well as creates professional development opportunities for teachers in her district. She is the lead coach for the Fulton County Vanguard team. Megan has a bachelor's degree in music education and a master's degree in educational technology. She is currently pursuing her specialist degree in instructional technology and leadership. And then I would like to introduce you to Shawna Manhart. And Shawna teaches 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band in Michigan, Port Huron, Michigan. And she has been teaching in Port Huron since 1997. She is also a mom of 4 girls, ages 5 to 10, and has been married almost 21 years, which is all miraculous and wonderful as well. So I'm thrilled to have both of these music educators with us here today. And we're going to get started here with Megan, and she is going to talk a little bit about how she uses Seesaw in her classroom. And we're going to start here, Megan, but you can feel free to elaborate on anything that I missed here in the intro slide.
Okay, guys, so yay, welcome. This is my second time playing with Seesaw PD and our PJs. Although I'm on the Pacific Coast for the first time ever in California, and so I'm not really in my PJs, but hopefully you are. So a couple of things. First of all, just to kind of add to what we were talking about, as an elementary school teacher, and all of my fellow elementary school teachers who are watching and participating, you all know we have so many students. So I have close to 700 students. I went and counted yesterday. I have 22 classes in Seesaw for Schools. And we'll talk a little bit about what Seesaw for Schools looks like in case you don't have that account. But everything else is kind of already there. I think the thing that's exciting about Seesaw is that I finally found a way for my students to share music outside of the classroom and to kind of connect our parents. And so we're going to talk about all the fun things I do in my room. Okay. So why I use Seesaw. So our big kick in our district right now is personalized learning, and I know that's kind of catching steam, and it's kind of exploding everywhere. That's kind of our national focus. And so through Seesaw, I found that my students have an opportunity to have their own voice. So instead of them, the couple of kids raising their hand participating in class, now through Seesaw, each individual student has an opportunity to share, and to share in a way that's meaningful for them. There are so many options for loading work. So the students can take a picture and they can talk about it if they didn't want to write. They can click in the text box and they can write about it. They might make a video about their performance, and I've got some examples to show you of some of all of these. So student voice is really huge. There's so many opportunities. So for your introverted child or for your extroverted child, basically it hits all of those different needs. Part of personalized learning is allowing the students to demonstrate their own learning. And so through this platform, because there's so many different options for uploading material, they can, again, they have opportunities to take a picture of their work or make a video so they can demonstrate learning in all different capacities. Something new that I actually learned from Justin from our first PD, he's PE teacher and awesome, and he said he was going to use it for setting goals. And so that fits in with co-planning learning. And so I thought that this is something I haven't tried yet, but I am very interested in trying, is having the students use Seesaw to visibly set their goals, but also provide opportunity for us to have, allow them to kind of reflect on their work And since it's out there for the parents to see, the parents can comment, help them with their goals, kind of check in with them and things like that. And the last part is just-in-time direct instruction. So now you're able to have an additional means for assessing students because they're putting it on their school account, and you can check in. You can assign them a skill rating. You can comment back to them so they have instant feedback. And then, of course, my favorite part is publishing and sharing student work. So now we have an authentic audience. Our work is leaving the classroom, and it's going outside to the parents. So you're building that communication between you and the parent. And as a parent of my school, of a Seesaw in the Schools, he's a kindergartner, I get a little notification that pops up on my phone. It tells me that his work is, they've like published some sort of work, and I can immediately go in and comment or favorite. And then it's also really good for reflection and feedback. So your students can post their work, then they can reflect on their own work that they've done, but they can also open it up to the classroom, and then the kids can respond to each other's work. Kind of reminds me of that college vibe where you have the discussion post, and you guys can take turns talking about each other and saying good supportive things, constructive feedback, talking about appropriate ways to talk to each other, and some digital citizenship. So, amazing things. So in my classroom, we're really blessed in my school. We've rolled out in our district a personalized learning environment where in the elementary school they have shared devices. My school chose iPads as our device, and so I have 6 iPads in my room, which has been supplemented with about 8 others oftentimes. So I have a lot of access to iPads. I won an award through Atlanta Families Awards for Excellence in Education, and I bought 10 Chromebooks. So I have 10 of my very own Chromebooks. But then the children also have bring your own device for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So with all these different options, I feel like posting has been a little bit easier. Since our school has Seesaw for Schools, we use a QR code sign-in, but soon we're going to be moving to a Google school. So I might be trying a new process next year with the Google sign-in with their Gmail accounts, but I'll cross that bridge when we get there. So in my room, you'll see that I've got kind of a station set up, and it's set up at all times so that the students have an opportunity to upload their work either in station rotation or just before we leave or when they're finished with the product, depending on how the classroom is functioning that day. And I have a printed QR code sheet for every classroom on a binder, like a little ring binder. And I use different colors for different grade levels. For the little bitties at the beginning of the year, so I actually started them in January, but I think if I start them at the beginning of the year next year, I will probably take a picture of their teacher for kindergarten and put it on their page so they can see their teacher's picture. But generally, once the first person turns to their class page, the page is already open, so if I forget, there's no problems with them finding their special QR code. The next important thing about getting started is establishing your routines and your procedures. The purpose for me was not only to extend the walls of my own classroom and share work, but it was also to kind of add that higher order thinking possibilities. So if you kind of see the steps in the process, I do break down with clear directions on exactly how with pictures. I worked together with my art teacher, and she actually constructed this for me. But you'll notice that on the 3rd step on edit, and I know it's really tiny, and I can send this out, or you guys can find me on Twitter and I can get this to you. But I really am asking some higher order questions, like why did you choose what you did? What did you like about it? What did you learn about it? So that they have a little more opportunity to dive deeper into their work before they publish. And then I have some quick student examples, and we don't have to go through all of these, but I'm going to tell you a little bit what's going on. So what I love about Seesaw is that you can go through, there's so many different ways you can link in student work. Here's an example of 4th graders composing with Quaver's Marvelous World of Music. We can listen to a couple seconds. And I'm not sure if you can hear exactly what was going on, but I can tell you that they were trying to compose with a pentatonic scale. And so
let me try it again, Megan, because I was on mute. So let's try it one more time.
Okay, cool.
Was that better?
That was better. Yay, we heard it.
Yay!
And so then we can also you can add PDFs. So now that we have some music that the students actually composed, written out in like their professional looking tools. Now my fifth graders, I like to do a full class assignment. So you'll notice right here, the whole class is performing, and we can just do a minute or two, and you can see now that I was able to record the whole class performing, and then I assigned it or dropped it to every single child in the class. So every parent had access to see their children performing. How amazing, right?
Was a monster who wanted to dance. I know I could boogie if they gave me the chance.
All right, so you guys get that?
Yeah, they can watch the whole thing a little bit later too.
Yeah.
Which one of these do you want me to share, Megan, of the last example here?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what I did here, and then we can look at the probably the final step. So what I like about Seesaw is that you're able to go through and demonstrate each step in the process. Okay, so I had my fifth graders document each step as they were making a final big performance task. And so the step one was them kind of constructing the idea. Step two was them writing the composition. Step three, and you get it. So this is the final product.
That's Mamba Jumba the Greatest by Kaden, Irene, and Kate.
Okay, so the other step, they tell you how they got there, and it was really cute because they actually started from scratch. So this kind of explains all of that a little bit. This is I think the last slide for me. The benefits of Seesaw, it increases the quality of the student product. So now the kids are not just making something to make it and turn it in, they're making something to publish and to share out with the community. And my principal actually checks these, and she favorites things and comments on our student work. That's the beautiful thing about a school, the school Seesaw. So that's adding this connectivity between students, the teachers, the parents. Their teachers can see it because we're linked. It's super cute. Music advocacy, I mean, this is huge. We're putting it out there. Now people can see what we're doing. We are performing art. So to find a way to actually show what we do and create this digital portfolio is amazing. And that's just an opportunity that doesn't exist. So it's finally here. So take advantage of that. Okay, and the last thing is with the Seesaw for Schools, we can track and store student work throughout all of their years. So my little kindergarten baby, by the time he gets to fifth grade, he's going to have some massive, awesome student portfolio to see student growth over years and track it. So thank you, guys.
Love it, Megan. So great. I am going to change it now to our next presenter, Shawna. So Shawna's going to get her slides up, ready to go to share with us some tips and tricks for using Seesaw in a middle school band room. And if you're thinking to yourself, I don't teach middle school band, it's okay. I guarantee when Shawna is sharing some of her ideas and examples, you're going to walk away with some tips that you can use in your music class as well. All right, Shawna, looks good. We see your screen.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be a part of this. I am really pretty much brand new to Seesaw. I've been using it since about September, so mine's kind of a learn as I go thing, but I'd like to share some of the things that that have been working for me and my kids. But before I even begin the slideshow, one of the biggest things is the parent connection with this, and to take away the mystery of band. The kids have had, all the other classes all through kindergarten on up, and they get to band, and it's oftentimes, I don't know what's going on there, I wasn't in band, I have so many questions. So this really opens the door for conversations for the kids and their parents, and they can talk about the work that is shared. So that's been my favorite thing with Seesaw. All right, so my main issue is having enough devices for my kids. I have classes between 30 and 50 kids. One of the biggest things is planning for the technology. We don't have a one-to-one at this point, so I am in need of borrowing from other teachers, and they've been fabulous. So on days when I can borrow the Chromebooks, we go for it. We do some big assignments. So that's been something that I've been an issue trying to work around, but it is something that we have successfully managed. So this is a picture of my current playing test station. This was the main thing that I originally wanted Seesaw for. Amazingly, there are so many other things that I'm using it for now, and I'll share as we go, but the playing test, I wanted to be able to document what the kids were really doing, the authentic work. I've been doing the paper rubrics for testing for years and years. The kids see the paper, they see the, you know, they missed a note here or there, but they really don't know how they did. So with Seesaw, they can come back to those pieces and we can talk about that and they can see the growth. So it's been amazing. The kids at first, they were a little nervous about it because it was brand new in September, but they've acclimated very well and it's been fantastic. Parents
So Shawna, I lost.
So, hello?
We lost you for a second, but now I can hear you again. Keep going.
Okay. All right. So I was just talking about my backup plan. I have a camcorder I use, and I record the kids with 2 devices. And if ever the internet drops and I can't upload to Seesaw, then I put it on my computer and I move on later. This is my little private behind the wall setup. The recording aspect was a bit daunting for the students at first. I'm sure they get nervous still, but I try to provide a quiet corner for them to play where nobody can see them and they can't see anybody, and they do their tests for me. For the days that I don't have the Chromebooks and I'm wanting to use Seesaw to record and keep track of some of their work, I have my document camera. It's a little bit slow and tedious, trying to push the kids through it, but they're getting faster with that. What I have here is an early assignment of an exit card, and this was before I was really getting fluent with using the tools in Seesaw. I had the kids take pictures of their mini composition with the document camera and upload it into their Seesaw portfolio via my station. So it was a bit time consuming, but then I could go back and, you know, clean it, make some notes for them, you know, if they did well or things to fix, so that the next time they do an assignment, they have an idea of what they need to focus on. So just some more examples of a notation assignment, key signature assignment. So just taking pictures and being able to provide feedback and comments to the kids, and then the parents can see what kind of things that we're working on in class beyond the rehearsals for our mini concerts. For a larger assignment, we actually started this today for composition. We didn't have any Chromebooks today, so the kids received a packet and then they were to create a composition. So today they did that, and then they came up and they were taking pictures of their work using the document camera, making revisions as they were standing at the station waiting for their turn, and just using the tools, using the photo tool and putting it in the correct folders for today. So just some of these assignments are just getting used to using the tools of Seesaw because this is brand new. I really want it to be something that becomes a normal part of our class, and I think we're getting there. It's pretty exciting. Just some more photos of my 7th graders working through the process of the document camera and putting it into their portfolio. Yay, technology rocks. I'm getting to the point where I'm really enjoying it. I'm a newbie to technology, a newbie to Seesaw, so this is a lot of fun for me. Some of the assignments that came through today with we were using our document camera and taking pictures for our work. These are rough drafts. What my plan for this is next week or the next couple weeks, the kids are going to take their creations and we're going to edit them and come back and use the audio tool, and they're going to go and record their performance on their composition, and that's just super exciting. I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and Seesaw makes it possible. So this is a 7th grade example. We've got a 6th grade example. So the kids are doing great, and they love coming up and doing the stuff. The technology buy-in in the band is really exciting because it's, again, it's something we've never done before. Band, you just come and play, and totally different mindsets. So we're all having fun learning this together. Let's see. This another example of some other assignments. I've been assigning as we go for the kids again to learn how to use the tools. This was a mini playing assignment for my students, and I linked for some of these assignments. I'll link their Seesaw to our Google Classroom. They get there directly, and then they can access their assignment through the note feature and then get right to work. For this one, they had to record themselves playing scales for the 8th graders, put it in the correct folder, and then submit it to me. So just practicing the tools, like giving them easy assignments for now. Eventually, it'll be much bigger plans. Some of my other students working quietly in their rooms, and I was sneaking around taking pictures of them using Seesaw for their playing tests. Something also new, and this is something I will be using earlier in the year. Again, I started late, and I'm getting more ideas as I go, so Seesaw is pretty amazing. This is a 6th grade example of us using labels, and I would definitely use this at the beginning of the year, next fall with my little ones. So taking a picture using the photo tool, and with the Chromebooks, it is very challenging. It was fun to just watch them try to maneuver that, but they made it happen. So taking pictures using the photo tool, and then using the label and to draw in the text and to resize it and to put it where it needs to be. So this is a great assignment for 6th graders to review their instrument parts. Some other things that we were just recently using for label work is just terms and symbols. So I have some example of one of my students work for that. This one, the student got a little excited using all the different text options available. So just another example, I took a picture of some vocabulary symbol stuff, and they went through Google Classroom to their Seesaw, and they just went right to work answering the question. So it's a big paper saver. That's been something I'm looking forward to. We do nows or bell work on a regular basis, and this is going to be huge in avoiding having to use paper at all. This link is a sample of an audio sample of counting a rhythm and being able to comment on that. So a student records themselves counting any rhythm that they should know how to count or we've been reviewing, and then I can go back and comment on that and make suggestions for them to work on. All right, this is one of my favorites. The folders have been amazing. I enjoy having these. It makes it so much easier to find the assignments. This is an example from one of my 6th grade classes. We have a class blog, which is new to us, composition, which we just started today, so we'll have items in there. The instrument one is specific to 6th grade because we're doing the labels, and the beginning of the year I have them show me correct posture, and parents love that. They get pictures of their kids early in the school year, like what are they doing in band, learning how to play an instrument, so it's pretty exciting. And then of course they've got notation assignments, the performance assessments are their playing tests, the playing samples, extra things, and theory review is kind of anything else. But it's amazing to go in there and be able to look for exactly what I need. So folders are awesome. This is just a picture of the calendar view. My students are able to do things from home if they have the devices and that. So I just have like a Sunday circled. Some students sent me a retake of a test that they wanted to do better on. So anytime, any place, they can do that, and then I can grade those and watch those and get that back to them on my schedule. Even if it's late at night or early in the morning, I can do that. So having the option for the kids to do things from home is really fantastic. And the kids like to share things once in a while with me. They'll send me pictures of, you know, a new instrument they got or their favorite artist. So it provides an opportunity for dialogue that we might not get on a regular day or regular basis in class. This is our blog. This is brand new. I don't have too much to say other than I'm hoping to connect with other band programs, music programs near and far. So I've got kids publishing things that are non-playing assignments into our blog for each class. I have 6 blogs set up. I have 7 classes. So for the main classes, they are all having a blog that they can contribute to. So still brand new, and I'm looking forward to expanding some stuff with that. And I think I went pretty fast. This is just my contact information. You are welcome to email, tweet, anything you want. I will be happy to help with anything that I can.
Awesome. Love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the screen back to me here. And we have a couple minutes for questions for these ladies. So if you have questions, things that you're wondering about as you're listening, how to get started or set up, or, you know, what do you do first, anything like that, this is your time to type those in to the question box. And of course, both of these ladies are willing to, you know, answer questions on via Twitter too, and like lots of sharing there. But if you want to get your question answered right now, go ahead and type those into the question box. I think both of you mentioned this, which I think is worthwhile to just reiterate. You know, my music teacher in my building was a co-teacher in my Seesaw class last year, and that was really the first time families got a glimpse into what was actually happening in a music class. So I think, and the families really enjoyed that, and I think you guys do so much work that doesn't get seen. I think this is just such a great way. I think both of you added just the advocacy that it adds to music education. I think it's great to have that insight into what is happening and all your thoughtful lessons and opportunities that you give students as well. So I don't have any questions coming in yet. Megan, is there anything else that you want to add before we let everyone go today? Or Shawna, you too?
Well, Shawna, I want to be on your middle school band class if that's cool, because that is so much fun. So I think the thing that is the most important is seeing like the variety and the versatility of what you can do and what you can show. And especially for the older kids, secondary, it's just fun to see that it can happen, and that you're not, in all of our music programs, we're not like, there's no decrease in the musicianship and what we're doing as far as presenting and performing as a whole group, but there's still pieces that lead up to that are great ways for us to show and demonstrate student learning through this platform.
And I agree. I was just commenting on that, is when the kids are doing things with technology, they're connecting a little bit more, maybe some more, you know, brain snaps happen in there, and they'll remember the material that will contribute to everything else that we're doing in the class. So it's a win-win anyway I look at it.
Exactly. And Ariel has a question. She wants to know a little bit in regards to Seesaw for Schools versus sharing a class, or is it the same thing? So I'll talk about it a little bit. So Megan is in a school that is using Seesaw for Schools, and there are many benefits to that. Number one being she has a whole lot of classes that she can add to Seesaw. I think she mentioned she's got 22 classes in Seesaw. If you're using free Seesaw, you can only have up to 10 different classes in Seesaw. With Seesaw for Schools, there's even beyond 22 that you can have. But the other thing is you can add multiple co-teachers to the class too if you're using Seesaw for Schools. And also there's lots of great additional tools that are included regarding things for formative assessment, or additional ways that you can really tag different skills or standards with work that students are doing. But also, I think, as Megan mentioned as well, that you have an admin dashboard. So the admin of your Seesaw for Schools account can view all of the work in any class in the school. Like Megan was mentioning, their principal can actually view work and comment. So I think really that creates that community surrounding learning. When I was in my kindergarten classroom, I was using Seesaw, and I was just using free Seesaw, and then my families moved to first grade, and not all the first grade teachers were using Seesaw. So there were some sad families there that they really enjoyed the connection that can be created. So I think Seesaw for Schools versus Free Seesaw, the tool itself that you're using is very similar. You do have lots of added perks as a teacher using Seesaw for Schools, but I think really the focus is, again, that consistency of learning and growing that portfolio from year to year as well. Megan, did I hit all the points that you would stress in that?
Yes, you did. And you know, Ariel actually is in my district. So Ariel, if your school doesn't have Seesaw for Schools, then maybe that's something we can talk about.
Yeah, so that would just be, and of course on our website we have more information about that as well. But I want to thank both of my amazing presenters for coming today, Megan and Shawna. Great job. I think you've inspired a lot of people to try something new in their classroom, or not even try something new. Really enhance what you're already doing in your music classroom so that it can be seen and students can reflect and also publish the amazing work that they're doing with a larger audience. So thanks for coming today, ladies.
Yay, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.